You like science?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, you know what? We're going to check out right now with Sam and Justin and see what they're doing downstairs. Sam, what have you got going on?
All right, hey, today we have Justin with us from Science for Kern. And yeah, so what do we got going on today?
So we've left the cool comforts of the KCSOS building. We're here in the mean streets of science. And we are going to set this up with a great phenomena engineering problem, because that's the best way to do science. We see a problem, we want to solve it. So our students today have been tasked by the city to build a ramp at a park. And they're going to figure out what's the best incline for that ramp, so the kids have fun, but we're not really increasing the ER visits at our local hospitals. So they are going to collect a lot of data, and the great thing about this is that not only are we doing science and engineering, but things just blend together. So in the new math framework, data science is a huge thing. And the first step of it is we need to collect data. So to do that, we have set up a little model here.
Okay.
Now, this is not going to be the size of our actual ramp at the park, because we don't have miniature people, but we need a mini model. So you can see here, we have a makeshift ramp, we have our toy car, and then we have blocks to adjust the height. So the first thing all of our students are going to do here is they are going to collect a bunch of data at different heights to see where does our cars go. And you can see on their papers there, they have something to track all of their data that they're going to do. So now all we have to do is get it started. Kids, are we ready to start collecting data? You've never heard of someone so excited about collecting data before. Here we go. Are we ready? Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Let's collect some data. Come on. Here we go. So you can see here this group. Perfect. They're starting with 15.
I lift it up. You said we have 15 blocks and all, so we just need to stand for it.
Oh no, this is too much fun. I'm gonna go to the ER with this one.
Seriously. Ready? And...
Oh no.
That might
Right. And then you can see here now they're going to collect their data.
155.
155. Okay.
155. Don't need a helmet yet for that one. Let's try to increase it. Let's make it a little bit more dangerous. This group here is at a different height. What height are you guys at?
10.
10
Just
centimeters.
finished. Wait, no, you're. Oh, so when you do 10 4 times? 4. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
You can see another great math thing. They're tending to precision, keeping it right on the blue line, using our thing, and
We have. I think that's 180. 40.
180 there, perfect. And then our group here. What are you measuring at? What height?
180.
Right now we're going to appear at 40.
Okay, so this is at 40. And how many, what's your height on your block?
We have 6 centimeters.
6 centimeters.
Yes.
And meaning how high is each block?
1
Oh,
centimeter.
so how many blocks do you got?
6.
Okay, 6 centimeters, perfect. And where are you starting it at?
We're starting
Starting it right there every single time?
yes.
Perfect.
In
And
the
what's your
middle.
measurements been so far?
All right, so we have 30 on the first one,
Okay.
and we have, this is the second one, 40.
And do you think you can make it a little more dangerous? All right.
Yes.
All right, so they're going to be doing a lot of math here, and we'll let them just keep measuring and riding the ramp. So we'll see you guys back in the room next time, right?
Yes.
All right, back to you, Mike.
Sam, also thank you to Justin from KCSOS STEAM and Expanded Learning for conducting that activity today so far. And we have Ariel in studio, but right now we are going to head back downstairs a little bit and kind of see what they're doing. They're collecting some data right now, and they were outside checking out the ramps, making different heights of ramps, and then letting the cars go down. And right now they are taking all of that data, compiling it, and then they'll be ready for the next step. So we know that they are done with the outdoor activity, which is always a lot of fun to go outside and do that and try out different things. And together in their groups, collaboratively working on different heights, I think, that they were able to do. And I think maybe they even had an opportunity to possibly change out cars and see if that would have anything to do with it also. But they're well at work down there right now. And in just a little bit, we will check in with Sam and Justin and see exactly how those guys are doing. But you can see they're pretty busy with all of their data down there. With that data, right now we're going to check in with Sam and Justin.
All right, so Justin, if somebody wants to do this project in a classroom or anything? What are all the
All right.
materials?
There we go. So good thing about this, really easy and really flexible. The first thing we need, of course, is a car. This is just a Hot Wheels car. Parents at home, you probably stepped on this multiple times when you've been up at night and your kids haven't put it away. But any Hot Wheel car, doesn't matter what version it is. Then we need a ramp. This is just a piece of particle board. So what it is, it's cut and just something that's flat, smooth, and can be lifted up by. Our final thing is these are actually math manipulatives. This is a hundreds block, but again, Legos work great. Just think as parents, anything you step on at night can be used for science and STEAM and engineering. But something where they can measure. This is 1 centimeters, so anything. You could cut blocks of wood, anything you wanted for it. And then of course a ruler for it. And in this one, because it's science and math, we're using the metric system, which again, the kids need to know the metric system in there. So that's all we need for it. And you've seen that we have done our data collection. The next phase in data science is we need to display this data. We need to do something with it. So we have a really cool way to do it. You can see all of our students, they're writing on Post-its like crazy. And what we're doing is we are presenting it up against this graph. So you can see here, we have tons of different data points and all around there during this. And what we're going to do real quick is from this, we need to figure out what is the best height for our ramp. So kids, on that paper, if you read at the very top, we wanted our car to go in between what? How many to how many centimeters? Between 100 to 200. So what we're looking at is we're looking at a zone from here to, sorry, I've got a marker right around you, to right there. That's our fun zone, okay? Now we know we want to be a little bit, do you want to go slower or faster on this ramp?
Fast.
Yeah, of course, great, fast, exactly. So we want to be as close to 200 as possible, right? Now the cool thing about this, these are different colors because they represent what? The height of the ramp, exactly. So if I'm looking over here, closest to this line, which color do I see mostly on that line?
Blue.
We would say the blue. Do we see a couple pinks?
Yeah.
What else do we see past our safe zone? A lot of pinks. So we don't want that because you don't want the hospital bill when that kid goes crashing into whatever they crash into. So what do we think? Based on our data, what's going to be the best color? Blue. And blue represents what centimeter? 10 centimeters. So from this data, we are going to build our ramp with what height?
10 centimeters.
10 centimeters. So now we've used our data. Now we're going to move to the next part, which now we're actually going to build a model. Or in this case, draw a model of our ramp, okay? Sorry, we can't build an actual one. I didn't get the permitting or the insurance, or I didn't get permission from my boss. But we can draw one. We can always draw one and imagine. Here's the problem, though, and here's where more math comes in, is do we want a 10 centimeter ramp? Would you want to go down the ramp outside? Would that be very fun?
No.
Is that kind of little?
Yeah.
What that's called a scale model. So because it's a scale model, we want to go up to what it would actually be in real life. Okay? So if you turn it on the back, you can see that it was originally 10 centimeters, but the ratio is I wanted 180 times that height. So what you're going to do with your partner is you're going to do the math. Look at that plug. I didn't even get paid for that one. You're going to do the math, and you are going to figure out if it's 10 centimeters on our scale model, and we needed 180 times that height, go ahead and figure it out. And someone, let's see if we got it. I'm just going to give you that direction. Go ahead and see if you got it, and share with your partner if you think you got it, and tell them how you got it.
Wait, so we do like 10 times 180?
10 times 180, because it's 180, 1 and 180, and it's 10. Do you like that? Do you think that would work? Okay, yes.
So where does it go? 1,000. Oh, it's right here. So it's a 1 to 180.
So if it was 10 centimeters, then how are you going to figure that out?
So if our scale is at 1, we wanted 180 times that scale. What do we think we need to do? Okay, perfect.
180 by of the ramp, which is 10 centimeters.
So we can feel the math turning right now. We can see those gears turning. They're doing 10 times 180 right over here. Does anyone have, what should our final height be?
1,800.
1,800 centimeters. So what they're going to be doing is they're going to figure out what that is in meters. That's the next part, because we're going to build in meters, and when we come back, they're going to have all of their measurements ready. They're going to have the picture of their ramp in their mind, and you're going to see what comes out of their mind onto the paper for their model of their ramp. So we're ready to build.
All right. So you guys got your ratios figured out here? All right. So now we're just moving on, right? Okay.
Are you ready to build your ramp? Ready to model it?
Not yet.
Okay, not yet. Are we ready to model our ramp here in a minute? Almost. Okay, we're working hard. We've got a little bit, but we will be ready when we come back.
All right. So we're going to let these guys think about it, and we'll send it back to you, Mike.
Thanks for that, Sam and Justin. All right, so I know that those kids are working with the metric system down there, and if they were already familiar with it, it would be happening a little quicker because it's a little bit easier to do the metric system. Once you get used to it, all you're doing is moving that decimal point and zeros back and forth and
That's
things
all
like
it
that.
is.
All right, 636-4357 is that phone number. Right now, we're going to head downstairs. We're going to take a look at what they're doing. And they've still got their data, and it looks as though they're drawing a scale model right now, because what they were doing is taking the number of centimeters that their ramp was and figuring out what the optimal height was so that they could get between that 100 and 200 centimeters for the car to travel, but obviously closer to the 200, and they're drawing their scale models right now. They had to work with centimeters, multiplying those, and then turning that number into meters, and then working on a scale model right there, and that's what the students are doing. And it looks as though they are, well, sometimes getting a little, wondering if that's the right marker to use, because I'm sure he's got those ones that have the cent to them.
Oh, I hope they're not
So,
Sharpies. I hope that's not permanent marker on those
Anyway,
tables.
all kids love markers and things like that, but we'll let them continue their work right now. Right now, we're going to go downstairs and check in with the kids and see how they're doing with all of their data analysis, the ramps, and everything else. So, Justin and Sam, what do you guys got going on?
All right, so Justin, the kids are busy working, and they're building their ramps. Well, they're drawing their ramps out to mentally build, since we don't have space on, So let's walk through some of these kids.
Yeah, and the greatest thing about this is that what's the number one thing we always hear from students? People, it's like, why do I need to know this in class? And think about what we're doing here. In less than an hour, we're doing math, we're doing engineering, we're doing science. They're having to talk about it, speaking and listening. We'd add in some cooking, but again, I forgot to bring the veggies from home. So what we've done here is they've collected all that data outside. They've gotten all of that information. We plotted all of that data. Now they got an idea of what they should do, and now they're actually taking it to real life. This is what their plan is for the park. And so what we're doing now is they've drawn an initial model on their sheet, and now they're putting it to poster size, because they are going to present this to the city or county that they may work for, because I think we have a bunch of future city or county engineers on our hand. So right here, boys, what do we have here? What was your final ramp height in meters?
It was 18 meters tall and 324 meters wide.
Okay, and how did you get those final measurements?
We saw the height of our ramp that was really good was 10 centimeters, so we converted that with the ratio and then divided by 100, and then we did the same here.
That's pretty, you better stop. I think Mike may be getting a little nervous up there, because I think we have another do the math host. But exactly right, and then what's this up here?
So just a car.
Oh, I like that car. Very nice, and you feel like it's safe?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's fun still?
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. Over here, what do we have?
All right, so our height is 18 meters and our length is 80 meters. So we took one of our measurements and of course from centimeters and converted it to meters.
Right.
And now we're just making our car.
Oh,
All right. Okay.
hey, the best part of teaching is when you don't have to do anything but sit around. I go, yeah. Now we have, oh, I like this. Where are we looking at this ramp from?
The front.
The front.
Yeah.
Because the other ones were the side, so we're looking kind of right down on it. Very nice. And what were your measurements? How long is your ramp going to be?
It's 342 meters long, and then the height is 18 meters.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you have any, what was the hardest thing about this engineering design problem? What would you say? What gave you the most trouble?
Kind of the measurements.
Measurements. And how were you able to persevere through them? How did you figure it out?
Math.
Just using math, using what you learned in school, all those foundational skills. Perfect. And future career, do you want to be an engineer building ramps when you grow up?
I do.
You do? Okay. Hey.
Ramps, but I want to be an engineer.
Engineer building something. We have a future engineer on our hands. And what do we have here? A simple ramp. I like it. Sometimes the best things in life are simple, right? So, right down there, very nice. And you have your red car, sounding good. And we have our other groups over here. So in this group, you have 2 measurements. Why do you have 2 measurements?
Oh, no, that's theirs.
Oh, that's theirs. How about this one? You have both these. What do those represent?
Those, that's the height,
Okay.
and this is the length. And we put them in both measurements just so you guys could see, like, if someone had only a meter ruler, someone had only, like, a centimeter thing, so they could see the exact measurements for both of them.
Accessibility.
Yes, I like
Universal
that.
design for learning. You guys are doing great. Now, what was your favorite part about this project?
My favorite part, well, I like driving the car down the road. It was just, like, fun.
Like playing, right?
Yeah.
Did you realize you were doing math the whole time?
Yes.
No.
You still did? Did you realize you were doing science?
No.
Did you realize you were doing quantum physics? You weren't doing quantum physics, but you were doing the math and the science and everything else, doing great. Oh, you can see here, they're doing a great job. Oh, we have one more, I'm sorry.
Let's see, it's right
Oh,
over here.
that's right, it was right above. We have 2, so real quick,
Okay.
tell us about your drawing.
So our drawing is 18 meters long. It's in height.
18 meters height, perfect.
And 243 meters long.
243 meters
And
long.
this part is root 5, 59,973.
Square root. Oh my goodness. This, when I know that when it's above my pay scale and learning, then I think I'm about done here then. I've done all I
A lot
can
of
do.
math here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was a great project. Thank you so much for being here today, Justin, and for STEAM for Kern. And if you want to see any more, any of this from today, just check out our social media. All right, back to you, Mike.